Today I want to talk to you about cracked patina. A lot of times when you're using the one-step chalk-based paint, you like having a smooth surface. But there are times and projects that you want to be able to have a very textured, more antiqued look. That's when you're going to want to be able to use cracked patina. Cracked patina cannot be used by itself. It's always used in conjunction with 2 coats of the one-step. So let me explain. If you think about an Oreo cookie, the Oreo cookie has a center. That creamy center is our cracked patina. So you're always going to sandwich it in between your first coat and your top coat. So let me just show you what that looks like. So we can have our first coat on our piece is going to be our lightest color. You don't always have to use, of course, Bauhaus Buff and Selznick Gray. You might be doing a lighter blue and a darker blue, or you might even be doing a red with a black on top. Whatever the first coat is going to be the crack and the area that looks distressed when it's showing up. So having started on my piece in Bauhaus Buff, you want to make sure that it's completely dry. 1 coat should be okay. So I'm going to take a small container. I'm going to add a little bit of my cracked patina. So you see about the thick consistency of it. As a rule, I usually add just a little bit of warm tap water. It's best not to work with cold tap water. And when I am working with cracked patina, I'll use a chip brush. It works better than working with a synthetic brush. Make sure that it gets all stirred up together. Now, I want to be able to start at the upper left-hand corner. It's probably best to be able to work on a flatter surface like this. So if you're working on a door or drawer, lay it down. And as you see, as you start to apply it, it's going to be kind of a yellow color, a warm ambery color. So you'll be able to see exactly where it is that you're applying it. But I do want to make sure that I don't have major puddles. Now, here's kind of a tip. The thicker you put on the cracked patina, the heavier your crack is going to be. If you want a thinner crack, you can put on a thinner cracked patina, but you want to be able to put it on 100% coverage over the whole thing. You're going to allow it to dry for about 30 minutes to an hour. You'll notice once it's dry, it will always feel kind of tacky. That's why you have to always come back on top of it with another coat of the one-step paint. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to allow it to dry. And for the ease of being able to show you here today, I've got one already ready. Here's the other thing that you're going to notice. It's going to be very shiny. It will always be shiny. So as long as it's dry to where the touch, it's not moving, it feels a little slick, but it's not tacky at all, I'm going to go in and come on top with my darker color. So this is working with my Selznick Gray. I'm going to take a chip brush again. I'm going to load it up. Make sure you offload it. Then it's going to start to crack fairly quickly. So you see the pace in which I'm working. Don't put your paint on too thick, but you do want to make sure that you get 100% coverage. So I'll pounce it just a little bit and I'll fan it out. I want to make sure not to pounce too much because what's going to happen, it's going to be this really pouncy looking finish. The cracked patina is going to make your finish on top, your paint on top, kind of hold and be a little bit more textured. So make sure if you pounce it, feather it out just a little bit. Now, what you're going to see, we're going to watch it for just a minute, and it's going to start to dry. Right now it's kind of glossy because the paint is wet. So you've got a real sheen to it. As it starts to dry, it's going to start drying down to where it has a more matte finish to it. And then there's going to be another tool that you're going to use. There's 2 tools. One is going to be a clean chip brush. Make sure you don't use a chip brush that's wet. It needs to be dry. And I'm going to be using my hands. A lot of times I'll also use a rag. I don't use a paper towel. You don't want anything that's textured. You're just going to want to be able to have a lint-free rag that you can pull it with. So now let me show you what we're talking about. So I'm going to very strategically lay down for some composition. See how it's literally lifting the paint to where I've got my base coat underneath. Now, this can be a lot of fun, but I want you to be strategic in the fact that this is how this piece would have worn. It's lifting it up and it's allowing you to get this incredibly gorgeous and easy distressed looking finish very quickly. We can't get a really vintage looking distressed finish with sandpaper. It looks contrived, where this will lift your paint. Notice the other thing that I'm doing, I'm working my way around. I'm not staying in one particular area. I can also come back with my chip brush, I'll lay it down this way and I'll press to where I've got a tool that looks like this to where it's uneven. Don't just lay it flat like this, but I'll usually press in on the top. And then as I set it down into the moist paint, it's not completely dry, I'll drag it. I'll kind of drag like this and lift, drag and lift, and I'll roll it around to where I've got a dry brush. Make sure that it doesn't get too loaded with paint. If it does, you need to switch to another dry brush. And I'll drag it around to where it really adds some texture and makes it really quite beautiful and quite interesting. Now, look over here. This is one of my urns that I have done. It allows you to be able to see the beautiful texture that you could get with the cracked patina. One thing that you're going to notice though is that it's going to be pulled. Once this dries in about 20 minutes, you're going to see that it feels kind of gritty and it's rough. This is the only time we're going to be able to really say, I want you to use sandpaper, because it's just to soften it. It's not to wear it. The wearing's already been done. So once it's completely dry, I want you to just come back with some 400 sandpaper and lightly sand over it. I usually close my eyes while I'm working on it to come back and feel it to make sure it's nice and smooth. Take a dry brush and then brush all the lint or the residue away from the sanding, and then you're ready to wax. I promise you're going to love doing this. Experiment. Get something smaller. Don't work on your exact piece first. Get a piece of trim, practice, and you'll see just how beautiful the cracked patina can be.